What's up everybody, it's your boy George back at it again with another video. Now spooky season has hit the borderland, and to celebrate we're here at Concordia Cemetery. Today we're going to be teaming up with the boys from TownTalk and Death in the Hoodie podcast to showcase this important piece of El Paso's history. I just want to say thank you to the Concordia Historical Association for giving me this opportunity. You're watching EP Originals. What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today's video we came to visit Concordia Cemetery. Now Concordia is a historical burial ground that spans about 52 acres that tells the diverse and colorful history of the city. Originally this land was part of Rancho Concordia, founded by Trader Hugh Stevenson and his wife Juana Maria Escarete. Juana's family was well known for being the owners of the area that is now Escarete Park. They deeded this land to the couple, which originally had a small chapel and a family cemetery. In about 1856, Juana became the first person buried here at Concordia after dying from an infection by being gored by their pet deer. This is often considered the establishing year of the cemetery. Eventually, as the city grew with the railroads coming and everything, this place started to gain a reputation for being an establishing burial site just a few miles outside of the city center. Eventually, the city of El Paso and many religious private groups would start buying sections off of Concordia for their own communities, like a Chinese cemetery, which is the only one in Texas that housed many of the Chinese immigrants that came to work on the railroads here. Also many different religious groups like the Jewish section, Catholic section. This what makes Concordia Cemetery really unique. This place also has the nickname of being the Boot Hill because of many of the notorious outlaws that are buried here. One of the most famous one being John Wesley Hardin and John Selman, the man who ended up killing John Wesley Hardin. So in today's video we're going to go around, we're going to team up with the boys from TownTalk, Jonny from TownTalk and Louie from Death in the Hoodie podcast. Louie reached out to me. His family has been working here in Concordia for generations, starting with his grandpa to his father and now him. So he gave me the opportunity to come out here and get a little tour from him, and we're going to be featured in one of their videos as well. They're going to be ghost hunting. We're going to be doing some ghost hunting, so really looking forward to it. If you've been watching since the beginning, my very first upload here on the channel was here at Concordia Cemetery. So for us to come back and do another video, you know, featuring all of this cemetery is a really cool first full circle moment. So really appreciate it, guys. In a couple of days we're going to be meeting up with the boys, but today just wanted to walk around and grab some footage of this historical cemetery. So let me know if you guys have ever been here, if you have any comments, if any of your family members are buried here or anything. I would love to hear. Like I said, we're going to walk around, get some footage, so stay tuned. So apparently this door used to be open, but I heard stories about people in the 90s there wasn't really any security or people patrolling, so a lot of people would come in and break into the cemetery, come here at night. They would break into these and then they would take the bodies out. So I'm pretty sure eventually, you know, the cemetery got tired of fixing this and just sealed it with concrete forever. This is where a whole family would be, Crosby family. So straight ahead is the Jewish section. As you can see, it's a little bit more taken care of. They got actual grass, got some trees and everything. We don't have access to that, but kind of shows you, you know, how broken up Concordia is with all the different groups and everything. So apparently this spot right here is a big spot where a lot of people break in and they come and practice black magic. This spot is called, I believe, Hell's Gate. A lot of stories from security and some of the people that work here that every time they come around here they find crazy things. We saw some beer cans over there. We saw one of the Virgin Mary statues broken down and beheaded. So correct me if I'm wrong, but the reason why that there's like a bars that he's put behind bars is because that they were like trying to take him to where he was originally from, his grave, taking him back to like where he was originally buried, or where he was from to be originally buried, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
So my dad was the one that was gonna dig him up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like literally the day that he was gonna come and like do it, like he showed up with this shovel and whatever, because we dig the graves by hand, so pick and shovel. He showed up with his crew, and by the time he got here, they had like papers that they were ready to serve, and the cops showed up and stopped him, and so the family went to court with, I guess whoever didn't want him to come out. I can't really remember who, and I'm sure my dad will probably tell you the story a little bit better, because I was 2 years old when it happened, but it was 95.
Oh, so, really?
Yeah, you were 1 year old.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, so they stopped him, and after that they went to court. He had to go to like several court meetings and go, all this stuff, and they ended up deciding that he was just gonna stay in the county section of the cemetery. So that's where he's at. And after that, Concordia Heritage, I guess to like stop from somebody like one of those people doing it illegally, they put the fence and the wrought iron gate and everything, just so that doesn't, I guess, so it doesn't happen, right? They put a concrete under to cover it as well. I mean, it was kind of just like a safe, like a
safety measure,
right? Yeah, but they never came back and tried again. I mean, after they went through court, they were just like, yeah, well, it's not happening. I mean, really, they were his ancestors. Like it's kind of like if it was like the son or the grandson.
Yeah, it was like distant relative.
Yeah, I mean, he died in 1895. You know what I mean?
So like 100 years later.
It was 100 years later. So it was kind of like, well, why are we moving him 100 years from now?
Yeah.
Pretty much they were going to go down there, dig it up, and there's probably going to be nothing there. Just because at that point you return to dust, as they say. Right? Like ashes to ashes, dust to dust. It's, so it just didn't happen because of all of that. But yeah, my dad was there.
I mean, well, Concordia Cemetery, at least like when I hear from people that are like out of town and everything, or like have heard about El Paso, he's like one of the main things that people pinpoint, like this cemetery for being famous for, kind of, John Wesley Hardin.
He did have that like lore about him because he was the alpha, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the story goes, is that he was like, big guns, right? So I think that's a lot of the reason why there's like people come back and be like, he's so famous, so popular, because it was a legend that will never happen again. Let's hope, where it's like lawless, because back then, man, El Paso had brothels.
Yeah. The shit was going on. Even like the law enforcement were in there and everything, messing around and all of that.
And so I mean, back then, who could tell them no? It's like kind of like, and then the Mexico-U.S. border was kind of just blurred, you know what I mean? So the people were coming back and forth, and who knows? And but yeah, it ends up being that stories like him, even though I'm not a big fan, stories like him have to be told, because it's like that's how El Paso got started.
Oh, yeah.
So like John Wesley Hardin, John Selman, all of them. Some people say that John Selman wasn't a good of a guy either. He was a constable, right? But some people say that he wasn't the best dude. That he was kind of like, to shoot somebody in the back of the head back then was not honorable. Yeah. Because it was like, let's duel, right? Face to face, settle it like right now.
Seen as cowardly.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah. Slap you with a white glove. And it's like, I challenge you to a duel, right?
Yeah.
And so that's shooting somebody in the back of the head is kind of cowardly.
Yeah.
Right? That's what they say. But if you got the fastest hands in the West, I'm like, well, how are you going to defend your son? Like, risk your own life. So I guess, but yeah, again, history has to be told whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I totally agree with that too, bro. So, yeah, well, I mean, John Wesley Hardin, you know, he's forever going to be, I guess, buried here, you know, because you see the bars right here and everything, so he's not going anywhere. But it's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure, I'm guessing this is the most visited grave here.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, pretty. Probably. Most visited grave here in the Concordia Cemetery, so it's really cool. John Selman was the man that killed him, right? He's buried probably a little bit over there. We're gonna visit his grave as well, but just really cool, like how Louie touched on it, like El Paso really was, you know, part of the Wild West, and for many of those years and everything, there wasn't really real laws that were like, you know, stopping prostitution and drugs and people dying and all of that. So really cool to be able to visit this man's grave and everything. You know, good or bad or whatever, just wanted to showcase him here because, you know, he's always going to be intertwined with this cemetery. So really cool that we're here, that we're able to stop by and everything. Gonna get some more footage, so stay tuned, guys. So one of the quick stories that I wanted to tell that I learned about this cemetery was that there was actually a murder here in the early 90s. Apparently it was gang related. Some guys, they had chased another guy into the cemetery. Around that time, it was before around the early stages of the association. So there wasn't really like a lot of walls or security around that time. So people were driving in here freely and everything. You hear about parties of people coming in here, drinking, messing with the tombstones, stuff like that. So in the early 90s, there was a story about a group of men, a group of guys, teenagers, whatever. They were chasing this one guy into the cemetery, and they said that it was right here at this spot where they ended up running him over and ended up killing him. The story was that they ran him over and then they took off and everything, and then a couple hours later they ended up coming back and ran him over again just to make sure that he was dead for sure. So it was really crazy to hear that story, and that story actually came out on an episode of Cops. I was able to track it down. We're gonna try to put the footage here and part of the video. Hopefully, you know, try to avoid copyrights and everything if I can. I'm just gonna put some pictures of it. Really crazy to think that, you know, we're standing somewhere here that someone was ran over, you know what I'm saying? I don't think a lot of people really know about that story. Maybe people do. I remember hearing stories from my family members, my dad, my sisters and everything, that early 90s in El Paso was really violent, especially with gang activity and everything. So to hear that you know, young man died being ran over by a truck over some gang activity is kind of, you know, unfortunate, you know what I'm saying? So we're here gonna pay our respects and everything and continue on our journey, but really wanted to tell that story here.
You know, like the ones you can't read, if you see the newer, wider looking ones, through Concordia, with one of our board members, Gloria Cordero, she's doing all the research and providing the VA with all the information they need to replace them. So if you send the VA like, hey, you know what, this soldier served, and then you show them a picture of their headstone, the VA will send a replacement one. What we've been doing is just kind of doing our research and seeing all the ones that are no longer legible and getting them replaced. So that one's next. I think I actually do that one.
So we're gonna replace this one?
We replace it, yeah. So I'm the one that installs them. Soldiers.
So this is the man right here.
That's it, man. That's the man.
John Henry Selman. So he's the one who shot John Wesley Hardin. back of the head. What was the saloon called? The Acme Saloon or something?
Yeah, the Acme Saloon. Yeah.
Acme Saloon, downtown El Paso. Right now that building is vacant. They're not really doing nothing to it. If you go visit the building downtown, you'll see there's like a plaque that I think like commemorates, you know, that used to be the saloon and everything. I believe like some of the ghost tours too, they go through like they pass by that building and then they tell the story and everything. That building is like really has some crazy history from what I heard. I believe like there was a guy who like was burned to death in that basement of that building. So you know, El Paso is really not too good when it comes to like keeping their buildings restored and everything like that. So hopefully soon, you know, fingers crossed, El Paso can start doing that, you know, renovating some of those buildings. But I mean, it's, you know, sometimes it's out of their hands because the owners don't want to do nothing with it. They don't want to put their time and effort and everything. So, but it's really cool to visit this man, John Henry Selman. When you talk about Concordia Cemetery, these are like probably the two most visited graves, you know what I'm saying? Because well, John Wesley Hardin, he has probably one of the most unique graves here, still being you know, behind bars even in his afterlife. And this one is pretty cool too, you know. So El Paso Constable, back in those days, you know, it was the Wild West, and we had people like Dallas Stoudemire and things like that. So really cool to come here, and first time being here, and just came pay our respects and everything. Good or bad man, he's gonna forever be you know, intertwined with El Paso's history, you know. So we're always gonna, you know, tell the truth here on the channel, tell the whole story and everything. So John Henry Selman.
The cool thing about it is, did you see that it says Slayer of John Wesley Hardin?
Also, they even got it right there.
Yep.
Even tells the date, so that was the date too?
Yeah. August 19, 1995.
So that's some gangster stuff right there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. To be honest, like every year we do something like a reenactment.
Oh, okay, I heard about that. Yeah.
On or around August 19th.
Dude, that's dope.
And it's usually very hot, so the Concordia Heritage is thinking about maybe having it another time of the year because attendance is affected, because if it's like 102 degrees, like who wants to be out here?
Yeah, I know what you're. Oh, and those people are like in costumes and everything, like old like Western costumes, and they're ladies too. No, there's like later. It's my gosh, man. Well, that's some gangster stuff right there. You know what I'm saying? Who has like I killed somebody? You know, when you come and visit me, I want you to know that I also killed someone that's over there. So stay tuned, guys.
Well, yeah, he's going to be working for the game.
Yeah, only a day.
So this is a grave of a baby. Her name was Cynthia Jimenez. She only lived a day, but her parents loved her so much. And this is the dad made this, right?
Yeah, so the parents and family still come and visit her to this day.
To this day?
Yeah, this is fresh paint. These roses get changed out with the season. They come for Christmas, they do Christmas theme. They come for Halloween, do Halloween theme. All this stuff. And so, yeah, this is still a very visited grave to this day.
And this is early 70s right here.
Yeah, so the parents are already getting older, but
I do drone as well, yeah.
they come out, they do that, and sometimes they bring, like, you know, the younger kids with them, younger people to help them, but still visiting.
So this is like the baby section?
So there's a bunch of baby sections in the cemetery. This is a really small baby section. So the babies start like right there. You see where like that white fence is at? That's an adult grave already. So from there, this way, there's 2 rows of babies. And it stops like right here. Over there. It's just these 2 rows. There's another baby section over there. There's 2 baby sections over there. There's one, it's a section X4, real small. And then section A has a baby section. And that, I think, is the biggest baby section in the cemetery.
Dang, man. You can see some of the still toys here. Put it back for him. So guys, it's really cool that I'm able to be walking here with the guys. Concordia Cemetery is a really interesting place. It's a really, you know, rich with all of its history and the perfect example of, you know, some of the early communities that helped shape El Paso as a city. Louie was talking, telling me a little bit how there's no new burials here anymore. The only way you can be buried here is that if your family has a plot here, or if you're one of, you know, part of one of these communities and everything. So it's really crazy, you know, to walk around and see some of these really nice headstones, unique headstones. There's some that look, you know, from modern times, but Louie was telling us that they're from the actual, you know, years that these people have passed away. So ranging from the 1800s, late 1800s to I believe early 90s. And it's really crazy to be out here and everything. We're going to continue getting some footage. We're also going to be featured in one of their videos, their ghost hunting video. Going to be really fun, really looking forward to it. Never been here in Concordia at nighttime, so we're going to try to get some footage as well, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so the sun has set and nighttime has came here to the graveyard. Right now we're on our way to the infamous Hell's Gate. This is a popular spot where a lot of people come and break in and practice witchcraft, brujeria and everything. Security has said that this is one of the places that they found, you know, animals that have been sacrificed, boiled eggs put into jars, all this crazy stuff that has to deal with brujeria. So first time that I'm ever here in the cemetery at night. I am a little nervous, I ain't gonna lie to you right now. I'm a little scared, but try not to let any of the spirits know that, but they know that I'm here for, you know, good purposes and everything and all of that. So we're on our way to Hell's Gate, and hopefully we get some we can find something on camera. If not, oh well, but stay tuned guys.
Just set up the spirit box. So we're gonna see what we get. We're gonna ask it some questions. Maybe we get some answers. I don't know. Set the mic right here. Wanna ask it some questions, George?
Oh yeah. Alright. Alright guys, so this is my first time that I'm ever experiencing this. We're here at Hell's Gate. We have a spirit box, my first time ever that I'm gonna try to communicate with these spirits here on the channel, and let's see. Alright, so hello, my name is George Encerado. I'm from El Paso, Texas. I just wanted to come here, introduce myself to whoever is here. I mean no harm, I come with no bad intentions. I just really want to pay my respects. This is my first time ever trying to talk or try to connect to the other side, so if you could please maybe just start with your name, start introducing yourself. Like I said, my name is George. If anyone here is in the area would like to say a name, I'm gonna...
Is there anyone here with us? No, oh,
I don't
it's in
speak
Spanish.
Spanish. I don't speak Spanish.
I think it's somebody in Spanish.
Sounds like
the tone.
my tone.
Antonio? Tony? Maybe he said Tony? Could be. Is your name Tony? You know, and I would say a lot of people on this section, they're going to speak Spanish because this is the Mexican Catholic section.
Yeah, this is like the way it first started.
Yeah. We'll move on. We didn't get anything really. There was a guy that was probably named Tony.
It was probably named Tony.
But
hello?
We're not. We can't say for sure.
It could be.
Yeah, because it's like Tony. All right, we're gonna try a different spot.
I think we should try over there where that blue tree.
So we just left the Hell's Gate area. We tried to talk to any of the spirits that were there through the spirit box. I did feel like a creepy little feeling there, but now it's getting even more darker and everything. So we're on our way to another section to use the spirit box again. Hopefully we can get more of a response there, but I'm having a great time here and everything. Can't explain it. This is my first time walking through a cemetery at night, having access here with the boys and everything. Shout out to them. Not gonna say that I'm feeling too scared and everything, but more excited, to be honest. I'm more excited than scared. So I really do want to see a shadow figure. People say that this place is notorious for shadow figures off in the distance and everything. Really looking forward to it. If you guys are enjoying the video so far, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to Death in a Hoodie podcast and to A-Town podcast as well. We're gonna plug in their channels. Please show them love. Let's help them get to 1,000 subscribers as well. By the end of the year, these guys are amazing, talented. Go check out their content and everything. El Paso base, Anthony, Texas base, all of that, great dudes, and let's just help one another and everything. So thank you for all the love and support that you guys have showed me, and let's show them that to them too. So you guys are watching the video, appreciate it, and stay tuned.
Where Alan J is at
Over here.
is on Stevens Street.
So it's the one right after.
Yeah, so he was a key part in this town. I don't know his accomplishments or what he did, but
Back in the 20s, right?
back then, I mean, he 1857 was born, and 1927. Actually, one of his aunts, great granddaughter, reached out to us to possibly have this mausoleum restored. The letters repainted, as you can see. They're not legible because the paint has since
Well, no, back then they didn't do
come
paint.
off. They didn't do paint back then. So
They did
as you
frost.
get older, as the granite gets older, it gets harder to read because everything lightens up or darkens up. So what we do is we fill it in with paint, and we can make this thing look brand new. So hopefully she ends up doing it, so because it'll look really cool, and I would love to be a part of like doing that. So I'm gonna set up the spirit box.
Did you say why they cemented it?
Yeah.
Remember when they used to sneak into them?
They would sneak in here and take bodies out.
Who else is buried in there? Just him?
It's his wife.
And his wife.
That's it. They have a whole plot though. They could have fit more people.
Yeah. Is anybody here? Is anybody here with us? That's as loud as it goes.
Hello, can you hear me? My name is George. I came to visit. Can you say something or make a noise around us to let us know that you're here?
Yeah.
The wind.
That bike.
He died March, maybe April, May, June, July. He died 4 months before I was born.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So he got to see my mom pregnant, but he never got to see me born. And so everybody that you ask like all the family like who his favorite was my dad. And my grandfather had 16 kids. 8 with one family, 8 with another family.
But my dad was the one that was always like working with him.
So that's the end of the video, guys. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We're trying to reach 2,000 subscribers by the end of this year. Like I always say, I just want to say thank you to everybody that has been supporting the channel and everything. EP Originals was kind of born here. Want to thank my boy Jonny.
Subscribe.
From TownTalk. We're going to plug in their channel and everything. Louie as well from Death in a Hoodie podcast. Sunny. It was really fun hanging out with you guys and everything, learning some of your guys' family history here. This is a family business. This has been in there like it's a traditional thing for them, so it's really cool to be here with people that actually care about this cemetery, preserving the history and everything. I'm gonna plug in their channels. If you guys could please show them love as well. Let's get them to 1,000 subscribers. That's one of the biggest milestones for any YouTuber, and I want to say thank you to everybody that's been subscribed to my channel. If you've been watching since the beginning, you know that my very first video that I uploaded was here at Concordia. It was really cool that we're back here again, full circle, so really appreciate it. Like I said, hit the like button if you liked it, the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We're gonna plug in Death in the Hoodie podcast, TownTalk podcast as well, and really appreciate everything, guys. So it's your boy George, till next episode. Peace.